Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Mahdi Tijani back with you, aka the Red Mahdi, aka the Masculine Reviver. I've been requested to make a reaction video to a very short video by Sheikh Salih Fawzan, and the title of the video is The Reason for Rising Divorce Rates, I believe. Now, it's a 1-minute video, so I'm going to play the video through completely, and then I will react to it at the end. It's in Arabic, so if you don't understand Arabic, read the subtitles, and then I'll provide my reaction, inshallah.
الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون.
يقول السائل: في الفترة الأخيرة كثر الطلاق حتى ذكر المتخصصون في ذلك نسبا كبيرة، فهل من توجيه من فضيلتكم لذلك؟
نعم، كثر الطلاق بسبب النساء، ساءت أخلاقهن وساءت عشرتهن وتكبرن على الأزواج بسبب الدراسة وبسبب الوظيفة وبسبب صارت.
Okay, I know I said I'll play the video through to the end, but I want to touch on his first point. Firstly, this is going to be a very triggering video, okay? And the Sheikh Hafidhahullah, he has placed exclusive responsibility for the increase in divorce rates upon the women. And far be it from me to disagree or criticize with the Sheikh, okay? However, I will just provide my opinion. Firstly and foremostly, I believe there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. But I believe there is also another side to this story, okay? He mentioned, for example, that they feel better than their husbands because of their studies and their careers. Well, there is truth in this, and I'll explain to you how. Women are hypergamous by nature. That means she wants to marry across and up dominance hierarchies. That is one part of hypergamy. There's another part of hypergamy as well, which is to do with the actual alpha state of the individual or lack thereof, but that's a discussion for another time. But one part of the formula of hypergamy is my man more successful than me? Period. Right? The moment a woman reaches a certain level of success in her career or in her finances that equals or worse still surpasses her husband, she becomes disenchanted. Now, I know a lot of women or sisters even would like to say, oh, he's insecure, he should just be secure. It's not even to do with him. It's not even to do, it's to do with her and how she feels. She feels like, I can do better than this. He's not satisfying my hypergamy. I deserve better. And that's one of the side effects of women pursuing careers. We have to speak frankly about this. You want to pursue your career? Okay. Understand, it comes at a cost, and that cost goes as follows. If you as a lady, as a woman, surpass your husband in career success or financial earnings, there's going to be a gnawing part of you, it's going to be gnawing away at you that your husband is not as successful as you. Minimum. Women marry men who are stronger than them, taller than them, smarter than them, on and on and on. She's looking for a leader. The moment she feels like she's the breadwinner to the household, this presents a huge problem to her hypergamous nature, which is marrying a man who is above her in all of those qualities. That's women's primary mating strategy. Marrying a man who rates above her on all of those different metrics. So that's one of the curses of pursuing a career for a woman that she has to contend with. And there's a direct correlation between a woman's IQ and the likelihood of her getting married. And I'm quoting directly from Jordan Peterson. He said that the data is clear. The higher a woman's IQ, the less likely it is she will get married. Clear. Why? Because men are insecure? Well, men, obviously, they definitely play their part in this. They definitely play their part because a man is a provider. He wants to be able to provide. If he's getting with a woman more successful than him, it means his provision will not be valued. But that's not the whole story. Men by their nature want to give. If he can't give, he doesn't feel like a man. But that's not the whole story. The other side of the story is women equally don't want to be with men, for the most part, who earn less than them or are less successful than them. You see? So the higher her IQ, touche. The less, like the lower the likelihood that she will be married. That's the double-edged sword of pursuing a career for a woman.
رجل آخر، فلذلك الزوج ما يصبر عليه. الزوج يبي امرأة في طاعته وفي بيته وفي تدبيره وخدمته. فالمرأة الآن استرجلت، هذا سبب.
Yes. He said the reason for divorce is that the woman has become more masculine as well. Again, let's go back to a woman becoming out-earning or out-succeeding her husband in a career sense. Yes, absolutely, she's going to step into her masculine frame because she's the breadwinner. She's the one bringing home the bacon. So she feels like she has more authority in the household by default. By default, even if she's not as successful as him, if she's knocking on the door and she's getting close to him, she starts to grow a pair of balls. She starts to enter her masculine frame. And what happens when a woman enters her masculine frame? A man tends to step out of his masculine frame into his feminine frame. Why? Well, because you can't have two lions in one pack, in one pride. You can't have two dominant alphas or just two leaders under the same umbrella, under the same organization. Someone has to back off. Otherwise, you're going to be clashing and fighting constantly. And usually, it's men who back off. They can't be bothered with the headache, with the difficulties of arguing all day long and so on. So they concede and they make concessions. All right, babe. Okay, babe. All right, babe. And they make concessions left and right. And the more he makes concessions, and here's the paradox, the more he makes concessions for her, the more masculine she becomes. The more masculine she becomes, the more concessions he makes, the more she steps into her masculine energy, into her masculine frame. It's like this perpetuating, never-ending cycle until eventually she will most probably leave him. So, yes, we want our women to be educated to a certain degree, base level of education. But once you go above and beyond that, she presents a dilemma to herself. And she has to contend with that. You want to pursue some type of PhD or business or whatever the case may be? Okay, just understand it comes at a cost. The higher a woman's IQ, the less likelihood she will be married. And even if you get married and your husband is not punching at the same weight as you are going to start to lose respect for him. And you're going to enter more into your masculine frame. And as a result, he's going to enter more into his feminine frame, perpetuating downward cycle. Eventually, you're going to pull the plug on the marriage. You as the woman, not him. You as the woman. Women are the primary, women initiate the majority of divorces. 70 to 80%. Some states in America up to 90% of divorces are initiated by women. They become disenchanted. She feels like, I can do better. And I got news for you ladies. You know what? Let's finish the video first and then we'll get to that.
هذا هو سبب كثرة الطلاق. نعم. واللي ينادون بحرية المرأة هو يبونها هالنتيجة السيئة، بيفسدون المجتمع. نعم. حرية المرأة عن الشرع وأحكام الله، حريتها فيما شرع الله، هذه هي الحرية، لا في إطلاقها وخروجها على أوامر الشرع. هذه رق، ما هي حرية. نعم.
Okay, so I've addressed the ladies now. And I've told you that I've explained to you why your career is a double-edged sword. But now I'm going to address the men, the gentlemen. Brothers, let me tell you something. It is not acceptable to be average. I'll say it one more time. It is not acceptable to remain average for over the course of a lifetime. And this is not for women now. This is for your own self-respect. Us men, we're the breadwinners. We're the hunters. We're the ones who are meant to be progressing the limits of society. We are the qawwam. It is upon men to bring about reform. Us, not the women. That's upon us. But the only way to do that is to get back on your grind, back on your purpose. You can't sit back and be comfortable the way that you are. If you do this, I am telling you, you're on a ticking time bomb until your wife eventually becomes disenchanted with you. And I'm not telling you to do this for your wife. You should be doing it for yourself. But one of the side effects of pursuing ambitious goals and aspirations is that your wife will be happier with you. She will feel like her hypergamy is satisfied. And most important of all, the family unit will be preserved and protected. and your kids will be raised in a nuclear home. Again, men are the reformers. We need to bring about this reform. Yes, the whole womanist narrative, I don't want to say the F word because it might get censored. The whole womanist narrative has had detrimental impacts in terms of the way women and men think alike. But the onus, the burden of reform is upon us. So ladies, understand what you're signing yourself up for. When you say you want to pursue your career, you want to reach a lofty position in your career, understand what you're signing yourself up for. How many times have I heard of this doctor sister, 40 years old, and she's a doctor, mashallah, she can't get married. And the brothers will tell me, oh, well, it's Mahdi, it's because the brothers are insecure to marry her. Well, certainly, that's definitely one element of it. Men want to feel like he can provide for his woman. If he's an average guy, it means he's not earning as much as this doctor woman. And if he's an average guy, he's certainly not as intelligent as a doctor woman. He will have an inferiority complex around her. And if he's meant to be the leader, well, you can't lead someone who's more intelligent than you across the board, who is more qualified to lead than you. Now you might say, oh no, but it shouldn't be like that, and she should humble herself, and he should. Okay, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic here. She's gonna want someone who's at least on her level, to feel like this man is competent and capable of leading me. A doctor woman wants a minimum of a doctor man. The problem is there's not many doctor men. So ladies, when you pursue your career, understand what you're signing yourself up for. And understand that if you get married and you eventually out-earn your husband or out-succeed him on the career ladder, there is a strong possibility you will become disenchanted. Equally on the flip side, gentlemen, you don't have to become a doctor. You don't have to become an engineer. You don't have to become any specific title. But you do have to pursue excellence. Excellence. There is no excuse not to fulfill your potential. And that will take many years of hard graft. It's not going to happen overnight like that. But the pursuit of excellence, especially as a man, the pursuit of mastery as a man is not optional. You're not doing it for women either. You're doing it for your own self-respect, to know that you reformed something as a man. You pursued something worthwhile. You left some type of impact in this world. That's upon you. And you know what one of the side effects of that is? Is that women will be more enchanted by you. Your wife will have more respect for you. Her hypergamous needs will feel more satisfied. That's one of the nice side effects of pursuing ambitious goals, of being that qawwam, that reformer as a man. So stop sitting on your laurels. Get off your fat ass. Why does your belly look like that? Why have you got that nasty ass belly in front of you? Why are you so lazy for? Why? Have that discussion with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Your face is all bloated and hanging out here like this. That's one element of it. Whenever I see a man who's overweight, by the way, like you can tell this guy's fat, I know instantly that attitude he has towards his body, it reflects across many different areas of his life. No doubt about it. A man who is out of shape, like he's really bent out of shape, it means that he's not just bent out of shape physically. It means there are other areas of his life that are also bent out of shape. Because if he has allowed himself to slip up to that point, that far with this element of his life, well, guess what? How you do anything is how you do everything. It means that there are other areas of your life that you're also tripping up on. When I see a man in shape, I know straight away that there's a strong possibility this man has got multiple different areas of his life unlocked. Not always, some people are just vain, but often a man who is in shape has most of the other areas of his life in shape as well. It's a reflection. How you do anything is how you do everything. Gentlemen, pursue excellence. This is not optional. And one of the nice side effects of that is that your wife will be more enchanted by you. Ladies, ittaqillah, fear Allah. Fear Allah. You might become, okay, let's say you're more successful than your husband right now. Okay, fine. Be careful of becoming disenchanted with him. Because let me tell you something, ladies. Unless you're still in your prime agency, your prime desirability to men, your sexual market value, let's just speak bluntly about it now. Your sexual market value, your desirability to a man, you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you don't have kids. Unless you're there and you're in your 30s, 40s, whatever the case may be, Habibti, you're going to have a much harder time finding a husband. Much harder time. Very difficult. So be careful on pulling that plug on divorce. Fear Allah. Hit that sub, hit the like. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any recommendations for videos you want me to do, let me know. I've had some complaints about the sound. I'm working on that. And feel free to join my men's community on Patreon. I'll put the link in the bio. I've got a couple of other links as well. There's a book that I've written on Instagram marketing, not connected to this type of content. Let me know what you think. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.